In this video, I'll be asking wealthy people their best financial decisions, actions they've taken, and the best financial advice they have to help you. Let's go.
Hello?
Hello?
June.
Suraj.
Mark. Nice to meet you, Mark. And what do you do?
I am a co-owner of an advertising agency.
If you don't mind saying, what's the most that you've ever made in a year?
Oh, jeez. No, I'm not going to
No,
tell you.
okay.
Yeah.
6 figures?
Oh, yeah.
What's the best money move you've ever made, and how did it pay off?
I mean, I'm very conservative in when it comes to money, and probably buying a house. You know, it's risk-free. There's pretty good guarantee that if you choose right, you know, your money will grow and grow. So, for sure, property.
And what advice do you have to choosing right when it comes to property?
It's a good question. I mean, it depends how much money you have to play with. If it's an apartment, certainly go bigger than one bedroom if you can. And just location, really. I mean, it depends where you are, but near good schools, good size, good street. The basics, I suppose, the most obvious things.
I think buying pink gel lock set. Pink gel lock, I don't know if it's international or if it's a Dutch brand, but it's for nails, gel lock, and I have a whole collection, so then I can do people nails and then they pay me, and I do my own nails.
So you've made money from buying that investment?
Yeah.
So you're working to build it up?
Yeah.
I was concert from Adele in Munich.
That's the best thing you spent money on?
Yeah? It's literally, I love her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak to her? Were you close to her?
No. It was, I was close to her, but wonderful experience, literally.
Nice.
I would say thinking about what I'm spending, being sensible with my money, and not settling, and not making decisions rash. You know, taking your time and spending money sensibly.
What do you do?
I'm into property. Yes.
Okay. How did you get into property?
My family have been in property, so it was something that I kind of took on when I was younger, and I've kind of run with it.
Investing in property in Scotland, much cheaper, and then within 2 years I'd made £10,000 on a 60 grand property. So you make money quickly. It's good to flip in Scotland. There's a lot of properties that need developing. So buy something cheap, flip it.
I'm losing fear, you know, it moved me from one country to the next. Now I'm experiencing new things and meeting new people, more opportunity, and the more you move up in life, you know.
What's the most money you've made in a year? 10, 5 figures, 6 figures?
Maybe.
What's one thing you refuse to spend money on, no matter how much money you had?
Well, funnily enough, it was my birthday the other day.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And I got the most expensive watch that I've ever had, and I love watches, but it was still pretty inexpensive. You know, I would say expensive watches, unless you're in the market to buy and sell, and I know there is a market doing that, just seems like a waste of money to me. I mean, they all tell the same time.
Yeah, I'm not into watches myself. Do you mind saying what watch it was?
It's this one right here. Pretty cool looking. It's
Nice.
a Seiko Pogue speed timer. Looks very fancy, but it's about £500.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the most expensive
Most
watch.
expensive watch. Yeah.
Wow, that is conservative. Okay.
Totally,
You're
dude.
very conservative.
Oh,
person.
yeah. Well, look at it though. Still looks pretty
No, it
damn
looks
good.
great. It looks great. But you're still saying that even that, you don't think like you spend more than that, or watches are one thing you wouldn't spend lots and lots.
Low-end Rolexes are 7-8 grand. I mean, hey, listen. I mean, if you want to spend your money there, go for it. But
Respect to you. I respect that a lot. Having that level of conservativeness, regardless of the amount of money you have, because that's what helps you keep your money, right?
100%. And I mean, and spend it on other things. I mean, you know, I've got a family, and so that's expensive.
Taylor Swift's concert tickets. I don't like her at all.
At all? You're one of the few people who doesn't like Taylor Swift. Why don't you like Taylor Swift?
I think all her songs are the same and just basic. It's only about heartbreak and crying, and no, I don't like it. So
So who do you like?
I don't know, like SZA or something.
SZA? Okay. What's your favorite SZA song?
I think Good Days.
Good Days. Why is that your favorite?
It's just calm, good vibes.
Okay.
Like alcohol, cigarette. I don't spend my money on that.
So you don't drink at all?
No.
No? Do guys buy you drinks? Or girls?
Oh, yeah, sometimes, but I refuse to drink it.
Supermarkets, it's Tesco all the way, babe. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Doesn't matter how much money I've got, it's always Tesco. Club card work.
How many properties have you flipped, or is it just the one?
Two so
Two
far.
so far. And do you have another one in the work?
I'm working.
Yeah, you're working on it. I feel like it's one of those things where once you have success in it, you feel like you want to do it again and again.
When the more you learn, the more you know, isn't it? So the company that I've been working with, we keep finding properties, we keep moving them. You know, work in poverty, give back to what you know. Community work works as well, you know. So yeah, flip back.
People that are not worth it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Nice. How do you determine if somebody is worth it or not?
I think things should be like based on a merit system. So if somebody has proven to you undeniably that they're good for you, then you prove to them that, you know, you appreciate it and you respect it. Yeah.
How do you decide if something is worth investing in?
When you have like a very natural knack for it, like if you feel like it's coming easy, not too easy that it's, you know, not good for you, but easy enough that you feel that peace with yourself when you're doing it. And I feel that peace with myself when I'm doing this job, you know.
Everything's worth investing in, you've just got to see the potential.
Everything is worth investing in. What about people who have proven themselves repeatedly to be useless or unhelpful?
Nah, see, this is the thing. Everything can become, you've got to work for what you want. So I like the biggest challenges, the biggest Give me the worst project in the world and I'll flip it, because you've got to see potential. There is silver lining in everything. I mean, look, we're in London. Most of it has been changed by developers. If you looked at this place 50, 60, 70 years ago, no one would touch it because it was crap. But look at what, do you know what I mean? Everything is changeable, 110%. I believe even with people, 60 days to build a habit, right? So what's the difference with property or with space, with land?
So your business, how did you decide that was something to go into and do?
We work with a lot of, because we're a relatively small agency, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, we work with a lot of startups. We got into sort of crypto a little bit. And then you do have to make a decision on, because you're investing in someone and their vision and their company. I would say we've been burned a couple of times, i.e. businesses that went bust, people who were unable to pay us, learning experiences. The key is not to over invest in something like that, you know, invest as much as you're willing to lose, I suppose. But, you know, that's been a learning curve for us. I would say we're more cautious now. But, you know, the payoff with those sorts of people is quite high, particularly if you're able to take a little piece of, you know, their sort of game. But it's risky, so we're learning.
I look at location, I look at value, and I go by location's important. And I look at, you know, London to me is very important, and I think you have to go where the money is. So that's what I look at. So my main thing is location.
Is there anything aside about the location in particular that you look at, certain characteristics of the location?
Yeah, so I mean, looking at existing projects, or if there's renovation works being done, what kind of businesses are there locally, what is people's appetite, you know, is there tourism there? So these things are very important, you know, and that's what then would give you value later.
Other people tell me it's good, yeah. Then I know, oh, it's good.
Who's someone that you trust their investment advice or their financial advice?
My mom, Ella, and my brother, I think.
What does your mom do, if you don't mind saying?
My mom is a dentist.
They make a decent amount of money, I imagine.
If I can have it for a long time, like a phone, I use it for like 4 years or something, and then I get a new one. Or something that brings me memories, so like spending money on this holiday, it will bring me memories. So like that's not something that I can only use once.
That's a good philosophy, thinking about the per cost use over its lifetime, and obviously the kind of, maybe to an extent, sentimental, emotional value you get from it as well. Yeah, that's a good one, nice. What's one financial advice you'd give to your younger self?
Just spend it when you're young. Yeah, but sometimes we're like, it's too expensive, I'm not gonna do it, I have to save up for later. And I'm like, yeah, or you are dead in like 2 years and then you saved all your money for nothing.
And memories don't.
Okay, so that's the advice you give to yourself, just spend it.
Just spend it.
For me, it would be just a decision making, being responsible with the money. When you're younger, you know, you've got more money, you feel like spending more and flaunting it, but I'd probably say, being, you know, looking at my younger self, I would probably be a bit more sensible with my money.
What's the worst financial decision or mistake that you made?
I'd probably say with one of my businesses where I've opened up in an area which wasn't really, you know, lucrative for me, that was one of my bad decisions. But apart from that, I've been fairly sensible with
What's the most you've lost in a financial decision or money mistake?
Probably say maybe 100,000 plus.
How did you recover from that?
To be honest with you, just, you know, kind of, you know, getting back up again, going where the money is, and that's what I've always done. Follow where the money is, and it will come.
Well, I mean, I have 2 little kids now, and they're just getting to an age where they're starting to get part-time jobs and save, and starting to understand, I suppose, what money means and how it works. So I give them a fair amount of advice. It's hard. I mean, you go through stages, and certainly when you're young, you don't ever imagine there being an end. They're pretty big into their labels. My son is crazy for Cortez and just overpays for that stuff, and I'm just trying to tell him it's not really worth. I give him my sort of watch strategy, which is get something that you love, that is cool, that looks good, but ask yourself why you're spending money on something that will only decrease in value. But, you know, I don't want to be too tough at this stage.
I think that's a good advice.
Yeah, I mean, what I have done is I've set up a little bit of a savings account for them that their mother and I put into every month. Until they're 18, they can have access to it. But as soon as they take from it, we stop putting in. It's kind of interesting. So they're not touching it yet. My daughter's now 19.
You're teaching them delayed gratification effectively.
Absolutely, yeah.
Strip out the crap. You don't need Disney Plus, Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music. You don't need everything. You don't need it all. You don't need to be with the top trends. Be you. I was never the coolest kid in school, but I've come far from what I've had. So you don't need the strip it back. Everything. Strip it all back. What do you need?
Stop spending money on a lot of food. Don't buy food outside.
So do you cook now?
Yeah, I cook a lot now.
What do you cook?
Tuna and saltfish. That's a Caribbean food.
I can hear by the bush. We're from somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
So the Caribbean say Caribbean?
Yeah, we say Caribbean.
What's one unusual way you've made or saved money?
I think a bicycle. In London especially. Sorry, no. A bicycle, London especially.
Bicycling around.
When you do like catch the train a lot, Obviously, everything is comp when I do work and stuff, so travel is comp. But when you catching the train a lot, you end up and spend like $2,000 in like 4 months. Okay. So when you ride your bike along the place, works out good.
No spend years. So full 12 months, you only buy the necessities. That includes Christmas, it includes birthdays. I would make something out of what I have. Don't spend for a full year. That was a year that changed my whole setup.
What happened in that year as a result of doing the no spend year?
Saved more money than what I earned, pretty much.
Okay.
Because I was doing side hustles, so I just kept saving and saving and saving and saving. And by the time I got to the end of the year, I had a full 12-month wage sat.
But there must have been some challenges around that in terms of, I guess, if you're dating or people inviting you out to eat for stuff. How did you manage those things?
So no spend year, babe. Don't invite me out to things that cost money. Come to me, I'll cook dinner for you. Not a problem. Let's sit in, let's watch a film. Not everything has to cost a fortune. We live in a world of social media now where everything costs money. Everything's materialised in it. I mean, look, you go into Harrods, you literally walk across the street now, and how much money do you need to be able to have a good time in there? Do you know what I mean? So strip it back. You don't need everything. You don't need to go and buy the best bottle of champagne to have a great time. Go and buy a £4.50 bottle of Asti and have a brilliant night and have a laugh. It's not about materialistic things, it's about spending time with people. So invite me out for dinner all you want, but come to mine and I'll make it better.
What year was this that you did that no spend year?
2022.
Probably say just making the right decision, just not kind of like rushing to make a purchase. I've kind of like thought, well, okay, can I live without that? Is it a want or a need? And that's how I do it.
In the Netherlands we have King's Day. It's once a year, and then you also have the market. So when we were young, we would bring like old clothes and everything, and we would just sit there like 5 in the morning with a rock, and then we just sit there and people would come by and maybe buy stuff for like €1. But
And what's the most you made from that?
I think maybe like €20, and I split it over my brother and sister, so like nothing. But
Okay.
when I was young, I enjoyed it. So
If you had to start over again with nothing and wanted to make money, what's the first thing you would do?
work.
Work?
Yeah.
Or just get a job?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you?
Work.
Network with people, pick the phone up. I'm not shy talking to people. I've got a lot of confidence, I'm presentable, well spoken. I just go and start networking with people, and as soon as things will start to happen. Even like today, I've just been in Harrods. People were asking me, what do you do? Can we put you in touch with people? And that's just been in there for 5 minutes. So it just shows that you've confidence. Confidence is very important, and that's what I do.
How did you develop those skills?
It's through the businesses I've been in. So I've always been in customer facing roles. I've always been in sales, and I think that's really taught me a lot of lessons. And then I've seen my father when I was younger. He was in the car game, so he was into car sales and car importation. And I always saw him, dealing with people, the way he dealt with them, and it kind of rubbed off on me. And I think I picked up a lot of skills from him, and that's how I've kind of moved on.
I probably would have started working for myself a little bit earlier, yeah, because it takes a while, and there's a huge sort of learning curve. I think right now there's never been a better time to sort of work for yourself. I mean, you're an example. This is probably not something you would have considered doing 10 years ago because it just wasn't a thing. It's scary. The learning curve is steep, but you move up it quickly, and the rewards are fantastic. I mean, to have people working for your team, to have a sense that you're paying their mortgages or sort of feeding their families is an amazing feeling. So listen, I've been lucky and I've worked for great companies. I probably would have started it a little bit sooner.
Grind every day, work. I work 3 jobs at the minute. I'm comfortable, but I work 3 jobs because I know that one day I might not be able to make that money. Take every opportunity that comes in front of you. If somebody offers you hospitality, take it. It's a skill that you'll never lose. Someone offers you customer experience, take it. It's something you'll never lose. Take opportunities that give you skill. Always, 110%. Something I would keep doing. If I lost everything, I would invest every bit of my time, because that is as precious as my money, into skill.
Not be afraid. I feel like the lack of knowledge and the lack of that knowing something, fester failure and fear and things like that. So I feel like I would just go into things more head on, more direct, be more open, be more like easy to talk to, Like when you come and stop me just now, I was easy to talk to.
I appreciate that. What's one piece of advice you have for people who are interested in getting in property? What can they do?
I think the main thing is networking, to kind of look at their circle, really understand what they want to do. Because a lot of people, they start business in areas where they're not going to probably get the foot flow, they may not get the right network, the right individuals, and I think I'm a staunch believer you've got to have the right people around you. And it doesn't mean you need to have a barrage of people. As long as you've got a few people, like I have my friend Amin. I mean, he's brilliant, he gives me a lot of confidence, he's there as support if I need anything, and that's what it's about, networking. If you get the right people around you, you'll do wonders.
What's the best piece of advice, financial advice you've ever received or followed through on?
Keep a sleep easy.
The Sleep Easy?
Yeah, Sleep Easy is a secondary bank account. You don't drop below that amount of money, and that means every night I sleep easy. I know that come rain, come shine, I get sacked from every job that I've got, I lose everything I've got. There's a little bit of money that's going to keep me going through day-to-day life.
Save a lot.
What's the most you've saved in a year?
I'm telling you, you try and get me rambling.
Do you have any message to the world that you'd like to share?
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Yeah, just enjoy life. Don't take it too seriously when you're young.
Okay, cool. Nice, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Korede and I'm embarking on an exciting challenge going from 600 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers in 1 month. I need your help to achieve this. I am a YouTuber, I make great exciting videos, traveling, asking people about hot topics. You can check out my videos, subscribe, follow, share and like. Let's hit this target of 10,000 subscribers in 1 month. Together we can do this. Let the internet unite and let's make this happen.